All right, hello everyone. We are live. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Pastrami Nation Podcast. It's nice to be back. I think it's our first episode of the new year, isn't it? I think it is. No, I think it
No, I think
is.
we did Stranger Things.
We did do the Stranger Things, so it's not
Yeah,
our
that's
first,
right.
but hey, it's close enough. Happy New Year's, anyone. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't catch our Stranger Things episode, please come back and go back and check out our backlog. We have a really, really fun Stranger Things episode that we did. Welcome to the show today, everyone. I'm very, very excited. We got I'm Kevin, and joining me today, Christian, Jason. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Happy to see you. Happy to be here. And we have a very special guest today. You notice someone in the fourth chair there. David Montoya. He's a comic book writer. He's here to talk about his new comic book. He's got a Kickstarter going on, and we're happy to have him on the Pastrami Nation podcast today to talk about his new book. We just did this. I know I can do it. Ayot Nom, right?
Yes, Ayot Nom.
Ayot Nom. David, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
us on the
having me.
Pastrami Nation podcast today. Yeah, no problem. I'm very, very excited to talk about it. So, let's just jump right into it, man. So let's talk about it. First, let's start with kind of the origins of the book and what the book is. I read you did a really, really funny on social media. I was reading how you came up with the name for the book, which I thought, that kind of flowed. The idea of the story came from that. But can you just start there and kind of tell us about the story and how the origins of the book, and then we'll kind of talk about the Kickstarter a little bit.
Absolutely. Ayot Nom came about in 1997. Gosh, that. When I said that out loud, I was like, oh, that almost hurt.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years ago. My late wife, at the time, we were just sitting in the living room doing nothing. And I remember as clear as day, she asked me, she's like, how do you pronounce our last name backwards? Now, again, my name is Montoya. So it's Montoya. So pronouncing it backwards, Ayotnom, is Ayot Nom.
Nice.
And as I said it, it clicked. And I grabbed a piece of paper and I started sketching them. And back in the 90s, we didn't have the internet to the point of where we have now, and we didn't have like on demand. So I had to do it the old fashioned way, and I joined a co-op, and we printed up some issues on paper or newsprint paper of black and white Ayot Nom. I had originally wrote the script and did the artwork myself. It was horrible. And
It's supposed to be though, right? At first.
Yeah. It was very heavily influenced by the U.S. manga movement back in the 90s. I was very intent on collecting just about every single U.S. manga VHS tape they had at the time. In fact, to this day, I still have a couple like Akira, Ninja Scroll, Bubblegum. I still have those originals lurking around here somewhere, and I have a couple on Blu-ray too. But I put that forward and then just kind of like, okay, that was something I achieved, put it aside for about 10 years, roughly 10 11 years. And at the time, I was getting back into comics creatively. Now, I'm a huge comic book fan. In fact, mainly I'm a huge X-Men fan. Out of the like 800 and something issues of the Uncanny X-Men, I roughly have about 750.
Oh,
so
wow.
I need like 50 to have the entire print run.
That's awesome.
So I kind of got back into it, and I met a artist. His name was William Black, and we were talking about Ayot Nom, and because he was into the Blade of the Immortal, and he was introducing me to that comic book, and I was like, well, let's redo it. Let's just use the original script that I used, and you redraw the pictures. And we did that. We used called Blam printing at the time, and we did fairly well. I think we sold around like 500 copies. And the original story basically is a love story. A love story as much as I could write a love story. And it's about Ayot Nom who is older and what happens in the past and his revenge to his love, for his love rather. And then we come to now, and my editor-in-chief right now, his name is Mario Martinez. He's getting ready to retire. He actually did all the inking for this one.
Oh, cool.
And,
okay.
And in fact, I was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to end with? And he's like, well, let's do a Yeltnum.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, let's do a Yeltnum. And I preset, this is like where, how do I say this without giving too much up? He's returning to Japan. It's before Tokyo, so it's Edo, Japan. And he's quite literally getting off the boat from Thailand. And if you go to the Kickstarter and you happen to buy the 4 comic books or the comic strips, it kind of tells you the lead up to why he's coming to Edo, Japan. And it's a complete reboot. So this is where the story starts. And if all goes well, we've got a long story to tell. Like right now, I am writing something called Ayot Bloodlines and Raiders. And I might get 74 pages, and I'm not even near being finished. So that'll probably be the next Ayot.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So I pulled up the Kickstarter here just so that people can have a look of it. We got Ayot Gnome Cost of Return. So you have some really, really fun kind of, bonus stuff and everything like that for the Kickstarter. One of my favorites is, can you tell us about this variant cover right here?
This makes my nerd heart just,
this is awesome. Yeah.
That's my little girl. Well, she's not too little girl. She's going on 15. But we were talking, I was like, I would like you to do an Ayot cover. And I explained the story. I explained the significance to us as a family, as Montoyas. And that's what she handed over. And
beautiful, man.
Originally,
awesome.
I had handed it over to Patrick, who's the guy who drew in the original cover right here. And I was going to have him ink it. And I was like, no, I'm going to be selfish. I inked that cover. So I got to ink my daughter's pencils. And an amazing colorist, Godtimes Ishmael. He's the colorist. And he just, he did such a fantastic job. He just brought it all together. But, personally for me, I hope that particular cover outsells any other of the covers that, may or may not come out. Because that one is just, I'm proud papa.
Of course. No, that's definitely something to be proud of. And this is amazing. So how do people, I'm just curious for this variant cover, how do you go about getting this variant cover if you're interested in that?
Now, if I believe the way it was set up, now you can actually pick the variant cover. I think it's $8 for the variant cover. And I think it's like $4 for shipping and handling. And then if you want both covers, I think that's under the thank you bonus, where if you get the thank you bonus, you get everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. Kickstarter is definitely the way to go. Are you seeing, the kind of, so how long has this Kickstarter been going so far? It's been up for
9-10 days. It's only been going. Yeah, it's not been going very long.
Okay,
it's doing very well.
Yeah, it looks like it. Absolutely.
And I don't foresee it not reaching its goal, to be completely honest with you. We will work with everybody to make sure that the goal will be met. And like I said, and you, Kevin, kind of insight on how we work and operate. You know, everything is finished. The entire book is ready. I could send it to the printer right now, and we could have it printed. So this was just to kind of meet new people that's out there. open the door to our little community that we've been working with over these last 30 years. And I think we've done fairly well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, I'd say so as well. I think this book definitely deserves an honor. I'm very, very excited to read it myself. I think it just sounds really cool. And I like that, obviously, like you said, you're influenced by manga, the manga movement and stuff like that during the 90s, which is, to me, honestly, like kind of the time when I was like watching more manga and reading manga and actually watching anime and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So that's really cool. So I'm curious, like when you're writing something like this, how much, you said that there's obviously a lot of story that you want to tell. How much do you have kind of already just kind of in your head? Like how, let's say theoretically, I mean, are you looking at, so this is a one issue. Is this kind of a one shot right here that you're looking at? And then hopefully it's successful enough to do more?
If you scroll down on the cover, it's gonna have a letter 1 or the number 1, and then it says shot next to it. It's one shot.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this is what opens the door to his universe. As far as planning, so Ayot Gnome is roughly maybe like 19, 20 years old in this world right here.
Right.
Continuous plotting, I have him into his 40s.
Oh, okay. So you have a lot.
A lot of volume there.
Yes, I have so much to tell, and I think that's why I decided to go with the one shot originally as a soft intro. You don't want to shove a lot of information into readers' faces all at once. You just kind of want to put it out there, but the likelihood of each book coming out after is going to be a good size graphic novel, just because there's so much content, because it's I'm taking real world and kind of having creative liberties with it. And when you're working with real things, it just you get to go different avenues than you expected, because real life happens. So you have to kind of follow that direction and kind of make it all coincide with the character and the story that you're telling.
Absolutely. No, definitely. So I'm looking at some of the rewards here. You get a signed copy, signed edition, one signed physical copy by you, and the PDF edition. $12. That's not bad at all, guys. Like,
yeah, that's easy.
Like, this is insanely like affordable, and you're helping. It's going towards a good cause. It's not just you're buying a physical thing, which is really cool. The creator, thank you. Like you had mentioned earlier, $60. You get one signed physical copy, a PDF edition included. Also, your name listed in the book under campaign supporters. Very cool.
So
awesome.
Right in the middle of the book, you're going to have it. It's going to have a list of people who purchased that particular campaign, or not that campaign, but that package. And depending on how many big, it might be really big. So you might open the page and you see a name, half the page.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's really cool though. Like, you have all these opportunities for people to get involved. And I think that's awesome for a lot of people, especially when they're buying something. Like, you're getting something and you're also able to get like essentially like a producer credit. You know what I mean? Like, you're able to get a credit in the book. It's very cool. And I think that's awesome. So, we're here to talk about this, obviously, but can you tell me a little bit about Darth Mick Comics? I know about it, but what this is your independent company, comic book company that you've been, or just Dark Myth in general is just a publication company. Can you tell us a little bit about Dark Myth Comics and Dark Myth in general?
Well, right now we are a multi-conglomerate. It's licensed as a LLC. It's the entire name of the company is the Jazelmon Dark Myth Company. We have we publish novels and anthologies. We do the podcasts on the Jason Podcast Network. We do a yearly publishing contest that I think most of you guys have been a part of as judges. And oh my gosh, I'm forgetting something.
No, it's cool.
But the Dark Myth Comics actually started back in 1990. Yeah, I was 13. And
nice.
So to make a heartfelt, tear-jerking story condensed for this episode, I grew up believing that I was dumb. Basically, that's the best way I could put it out there. I couldn't read when I got into high school. I had below a third grade reading level, and my aunt had given me comic books, and I had put them over in the corner for my birthday. And I just I've always loved artwork, and one day I just started looking through the comics, just looking at the artwork, and one day I just like, what is happening? What is going on? So I started trying to read the books. And I remember, trying to work, the words out. And my mom actually bought me a dictionary that I still have to this day. And cool. Within that year's time, I was reading everything I could get my hands on. It went beyond, like comic books. I remember within that same year, I read Animal Farm for the first time. And
love that book.
Oh, it's one of my top favorites.
Yes.
And when I got to the point where I wasn't reading, I still wanted to read. So I was like, I'm going to start writing it myself. I'm going to start making my stories myself. Mm-hmm. And so I started writing. Here's a shock, like we were talking about earlier, the X-Men. I started writing the X-Men stories originally. And I actually sent one to Bob Harris. It got all the way to Bob Harris. And he was like, how old are you? And I didn't want to tell him, but I did. I told him. And he's like, yeah, come back, when you're older. Unfortunately, when I came back when I was older, it was Joe Quesada. So totally different person. But I was sitting there, I had these scripts and I had these stories, and I had asked my aunt, the same person that gave me the comic books. I'm like, I think I'm going to make my own comic books. And she said 2 words that changed my life. I'm almost 50 years old. And she's like, why not?
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I did it. I wrote it. I drew it. My brother did the inking. My cousin did the coloring. And a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away called Victorville, there used to be a Circuit City. And it was the only place in the high desert where you could get 11 by 17 color copies. So what we would do is we took 11s by 17s, we glued the pages in, what pages go where, and then we started making copies. And then we brought it home, cut it down, stapled it. They looked really crappy. It was great. And we initially went to, again, this was in the mid 90s now. So in Hesperia, because that's where I lived, I actually got one of the comic book owners. This was pre-Comics Plus. It was just a little hole-in-the-wall comic book shop that I'd go to, and he would sell the comic books for me. And that's where it all started. And then I just started getting bold and going out to, hey, you want to buy one of these? I think I sold them for $1 back then. Oh, nice. And that was like when they were going for 75 cents. So I even had the indie spirit to upsell. And
was it Comic Castle by chance?
No. I remember his name was Ron. It was on Hesperia.
Oh, okay.
It was in Hesperia and Main Street. It was, let's see, it was the Kmart shopping center, and like for forever it was a Domino's, or not Domino's, but yes. Pizza. It was some pizza place.
Yes, I know that. I went there when I was younger.
Yeah, it was legitimately a hole in the wall. Great, I loved it. Oh yeah, and so we did that, and I graduated high school and got married, and still intermittently I was still making comic books. I've made comics all my life. It's just who I am. I love comics. And in 2004, when the internet was really becoming accessible for people. That's when I opened up. I started the online magazine, The World of Myth, which is still going today.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the avenue to open up publications, dark myth publications. And then I really focused on that. And I've been doing books and comics ever since. It's been a wild ride. I do have other books that are kind of sitting on the back burner right now. The price to make them. that's the thing. It's the creative price. So
yeah. So speaking of dark myth, and do a little shameless self promotion that I kind of want to talk to you about, because this is the first time me and you have been on a podcast together.
Yes.
And we both have stories in Chronicles of the Unknown. You also kind of put this whole thing together, which has been incredible. I really, really love your story. I love all these stories. By the way, if you all haven't picked this up yet, pick up Chronicles of the Unknown. Like I said, it's a little selfish promotion there, but you got two of the writers right here who are featured in this book. Just tell me a little bit about your story, Hearts of Desire, man. It's really good. It's a wrestling story. And those of you who haven't read it yet, tell us just a little bit about it and why people should pick up this book already if they haven't yet. I don't understand what the holdup is.
I've got plenty of copies. Trust me.
Yeah, we got plenty.
That is actually another brainchild from Mario, the editor-in-chief. That was one of the things that we discussed. Is at the time we were both heavily reading like the older '80s Marvel graphic novels, and I was like, okay, and we were discussing. And originally, an Ayot gnome was supposed to be that. But because of me having the spinal surgery, that kind of set things back, and so we went that direction. And I am a huge wrestling fan. Well, I haven't watched it. Maybe not this year. I haven't watched it, but I've been a wrestling fan all my life, and I was heavily influenced with this story when I was watching Lucha Underground, which to me was the best promotion there was on the market. Mm-hmm. And I'm a horror fan. I love horror. And it was just like, it just made sense to me. I wanted to do something that was fun. So initially the idea was, it was, the luchador, and how am I going to get him, a world title shot? And it was a very basic idea. And I was like, okay, well, we'll make it supernatural, which is another thing that I'm very, I love Supernatural. I've seen all the episodes. And I kind of, I combined them all together. And that's what I got was Hearts of Desire. There has been requests for like one-shot solo issues, but I don't know. There's nothing in the head right now as far as that goes. That was just something that was fun at the moment. I might hand it off to someone. It depends on how the demand goes. And then the neat part that I thought was that your story has that same. Yeah.
I know.
I was kind of putting it out there that was what was coming next.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. What were you saying? My story, what? Had the same kind of element.
It does, and in fact, it still has that Hispanic element of horror. And I was like, oh, that just fit really well, and that's why I had just so happens the guy who drew this issue of Ayot gnome is the one who drew the tradition.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's awesome. He's such a great, amazing artist.
Yeah, GD Patrick is in demand. I feel very lucky to be able to get him. He started like anybody, just kind of starting out, and he's done some books for us, and American Smash, he still does all the inking for American Smash, but his popularity and his demand for work has skyrocketed. But he still comes home. He said, anytime, just let me know.
Yeah, I haven't really had much experience with writing comics or anything, which is something I've always wanted. I've always been a writer, but not in the comic realm. But I got to tell you, he is one of the, like, I think, easiest people to collaborate with. Like,
yes.
Very much. He just, like, if there's anything, like, he'll send you but most of the time what he has in his head already is just it. It's like, wow, like, you like nailed it, man. Like, not a whole lot of like, hey, maybe you should change this or whatever. It's just like, he gets it, and he's very good at intuition and exactly what the story needs and what the story's about and stuff like that. And I really, really appreciate that. And he's incredible.
He is. He's absolutely incredible. He also works as an animator. I don't know if I can say what company he works for, but I think being an animator for cartoons really plays into that strength of being able to deliver that visual on the paper.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a bunch of cool books and everything you could check out as well. At MythMart, they have a lot of really, really great stuff on there, so definitely check it out. But let's bring it back to Ayot. Can you talk about, just throw it out there again, the Kickstarter, where they can find it at, and where they can find you on, like, social media and stuff, if you want them to follow you and check out where they can follow the progress of all of your work and everything, whether it's the company site or your personal, whatever you want to throw out there.
Yeah, sure. I made it easy for the Kickstarter because it's kind of a long, kickstarter.com/product/darkmythcomics/Ayot gnome. So just go to darkmythcomics.com and you'll see it says Kickstarter. You click on the Kickstarter and it instantly spits you to that page. And then you can check it out. We want to, the purpose of this is, like I said earlier, is to get the material in front of the reader. So that's why we have a sole PDF for $3. Mm-hmm. You can be anywhere in the world. You can put down $3 and you get the story. And then we go from there, the traditional. Now, I was trying to go from right to left, like, actual manga. Yeah. But my printer was like, they weren't comprehending what I was wanting. So it's traditional. So you're going to get traditional.
Well, I got a question for you, David. Like,
yeah,
what would I'll dumb it down. Like, say there's somebody that's like looking to break in, like you're doing the Kickstarter and everything. Say there's somebody out there that wants to get their comic out there. How would they go about, like, obviously you have the material printed and written and everything, but like, say there's a guy that wants to start from scratch, get his comic out. What advice would you give somebody like that? Like, how to start? Where would he jump in?
Now, if it was just him doing all the work himself together, or a team, if you're doing a team, the most important thing is to find the people you can work with. Not only do they have to be talented, but you all have to be on the same page, not only creatively, but mentally. Life happens to a lot of people. And then the second biggest thing is, and I know it's very cliche, but you have to have thick skin. I don't know how many times in my almost 40 years of writing, I've been told, get those nice little emails that, misspelled to, you sucks with an X, it just, at first it hurts, but the more it's funny now. I the ones that actually spell it correctly, I respond, thank you so much for spelling it correctly. Right. I really appreciate you putting in that effort, but you have to develop thick skin. And you have to take criticism for what it's worth. If it's good criticism, then take it to heart. We all have to learn. We all have to develop. Nobody's perfect. I mean, Jim Lee, who's the greatest artist on the face of this planet, he still does his daily exercises every single day just to develop and keep his talent together. So if you're a writer, practice. If you're an artist, practice sketch, and then when you feel like you have the right story, then just find the people that you click with. And that's what I did. I found the people that I clicked with socially. Mm-hmm. And then I was, hey, what do you think about this? Do you know anybody that would like this kind of story? And over time, it's just grown. And, we're not nothing huge. But I'm happy with the numbers we get. And I'm happy with, I was enamored because we also do the TikTok with American Smash. And we're doing one every week for the entire 2026.
Comic strip, yeah.
Yeah, and one of them's already up to 2,000 views. I'm just like, that's wild.
Yes.
And that's what you got to do is you just got to go out there. You got to do the legwork. Nothing's going to be handed to you.
Exactly. It's not going to fall in their laps.
No, if you want it, go take it. You got to go take it from, because there's going to be sacrifices. There's going to be fights. There's going to be tears. There's going to be anger. But if you are sincerely in love with that medium, then you just persevere, and you get to the other side. And when you hold that book in your hand for the very first time, and you're like, I did it. I made my dreams come true. That's success beyond success. It doesn't matter how much it sells, how much money you make. You succeeded. You have your dream in your hand. It's tactile, and you win.
Yeah.
And that's the best advice I can give.
That's awesome.
No, that's true. Essentially, find your tribe, and good things will happen. Just find your people, which is very, very important. I love all that stuff that you said, and you're right about I can't even tell you, this is my first thing ever published, and the feeling I got when I held it in my hand for the first time, I still have a hard time being like, my story, something I wrote is published. It's insane. It's crazy. Also want to bring up,
to be honest with you, Kev, to be completely honest with you, you're downplaying it because if you guys haven't read it, it's a hell of a story.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Story.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But no, it's good, man.
No,
it's very good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. I enjoyed writing it. And it's great to be a part of this team, which has been amazing. You also started My Public Life as an American Nerd, which me and Christian have co-opted, kind of made our own. But thank you for that too. It's always a blast to record that. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's an audio only podcast. Find it wherever you find your podcast. This is the season finales coming up. This next week, next Wednesday will be the season finale of My Public Life as an American Nerd. So check it out. Don't forget to check that out as well, and subscribe. So anyway, David, thank you so much for joining the show, man. That was a lot of fun. I really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for having me. I'm happy that my voice held up this long.
Yes.
No, absolutely, man. I hope you get better. It's really, really important nowadays. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to check out the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter's live now. Brought up the link and everything like that. Go to MythMart and all that fun stuff. Are you guys getting that feedback? I'm not sure where that feedback's coming from.
Yeah, I'm getting it too. Yeah.
Okay. So I try to mute my microphone. It's really weird. Let me see. I'm just testing something real quick. Okay.
There we go.
It's gone. I muted Jason for a second and unmuted him, and it stopped. I don't know if it had anything to do with you, Jason. It just coincidence, maybe. I don't know, honestly. Oh yeah, it's back. It's back. I don't know. That's really bizarre. Anyways, let me see. Okay, it's gone now. This is fun. Sorry, I'm just. All right. Anyways, thank you all for checking out the show. Really, really appreciate it. Should check out PastramiNation.com for all the latest reviews, news, and everything like that. We have some really cool stuff going on socials. I do have a new review for a movie, Dead Man's Wire, that should be coming up on PastramiNation.com within the next few days. Definitely check that out. Directed by Gus Van Sant. If you guys have a chance to go check it out in theaters, definitely watch it. But yeah, anyways, that's the show, everyone. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all in a couple weeks on the Pastrami Nation podcast. We will see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.